This is the second installment of Money Lessons, where together we are aiming to arm our kids, my kids, the next generation, with the financial weaponry needed to become not just financially literate, but a beast in the money game. Teaching them all the things we wish we were taught in our younger years. And today, we look at how to teach our kids to save. This video will give you some tips and ideas to introduce a savings mindset to your children, which will be priceless as they get older. These videos are not for your kids. They are for you parents, so you can teach them in a way only you know how to. This topic is not a one-night lesson, but more about building habits into our children that will evolve. You can introduce these piece by piece as the opportunities arise. Keep in mind, the points we hit today will be in the description of this video. You can copy and paste these into your phone to refer to as needed, and rewatch the video if you have to. Now first, let's address this. Why the fuck would you listen to me? Who am I? Well, basically, I'm you. I'm a dad. I work 13 hours a day and I'm worried about my kids knowing how to manage their money. The only difference between you and me is that I've obsessed over this for the last few years. And I've been trying to find ways to teach my kids the game, learning what works and what doesn't. And now these little suckers are getting it. This is actually working. And I want to show anyone else out there who wants to teach their kids about the money game how to do it. Now, when we start to teach our kids about the game, it's important to keep it age appropriate, so these little suckers actually get something out of it. There's no point talking to your 4-year-old about interest rates and how they're going to affect the next property cycle. Your kid just wants to eat dirt. Let them eat dirt. Bloody good for you. Put hairs on your chest. Now, there are many places where we can start from depending on your kid's age. Pick and choose which may work for your kids and introduce more as their understanding and comprehension evolves. Firstly, at a young age, you could discuss needs versus wants with your gremlins. You could start with your own household budget. See, the electricity bill is a need. We need to keep the lights on and the house warm. The $150 you inject into your sports bet account while riding a Group 1 into second place.
Donkey, what the?
This is a want. Actually, whilst true, we might leave this one out of the lesson. Teaching them to gamble probably isn't good. The new school shoes are a need. Xbox's new NBA 2K, a want. On your next trip to the supermarket, there'll be plenty of examples. This simple conversation is a good place to start for your younger kiddies. Now, allowances. There are a few ways to do this. Some parents will have different chores for their kids with different values against them, and they earn as they go. Some have a set amount of money every week with a set amount of jobs and responsibility that have to be met before receiving this allowance. Some will just give their children an allowance regardless and expect help around the house without financial gain attached to it. Depending on your personal values, there's no right or wrong. But regardless of how you choose to do this, once your kids have some moolah, this opens up even more opportunities for us to teach. We can now teach them to save. For the younger kids around 3 to 8, I've personally found the old tried and tested 3-jar system worked well and introduces the kids to the notion of money management. Most of us have heard of this. We went out and bought 3 jars and had the kids design labels for them that read save, spend, and give. Just make sure the jars are clear. Us humans are very visual creatures, and as they see their stash grow, they get excited. Personally, I encourage my kids to split their money 40-40-20, but you can split yours however you see fit. They can have their own money to spend when you go food shopping. When they have enough in their give jar, you can help them donate it to a local charity, or my favorite, give it to your friendly neighborhood hobo. They could even save up for their favorite drink bottle.
Want a drink bottle that gon' quench your thirst? Your throat all dry and nasty? Get your Frank Black. Once you go black, you never go back.
Wow. Thanks for that, Cyril. When we receive money, for some of us, there is an immediate urge to spend it. On your next trip to Kmart or whatever, it's easy to get sucked into the trap of buying whatever they can afford. If they want something, it's sometimes hard for us to say no. Some of us will just buy our kids whatever they want. I have definitely been one of these parents to some degree in the past, taking that easy road. It's all right to say no. This will teach your kids an important lesson: delayed gratification. If they can get used to this, this is so valuable. Being an impulsive shopper as an adult is expensive. Look no further than your husband or wife. Basically, a save until you have enough to buy yourself situation. Which leads me to my next point. Help them set a savings goal.
Tinky Winky Sprinkle Bear, I ain't buying you that shit, but you can save for it.
Okay, so Tinky Winky Sprinkle Bear costs $35.
You get $10 a week in allowance. I think you should be able to save at least 50% of that, half, every week. What do you think?
Yeah?
Which is how much?
$5.
So how many weeks will it take you to save $35?
6?
Try again.
7.
Yes, 7 weeks.
But I want it now.
Yeah, well, this is life. Life is hard. How does it feel to want?
Yeah, that was a little bit harsh. Maybe that lesson can wait till later on in life. Let's try that again. Yes, sweetie, it seems like a long time, but you will get there. And once you have $20 in savings, I will add $5 for doing so well. You can do it.
This is another one. Match their savings. Matching their savings to some degree will provide extra incentive for them to get started until they build that muscle. You may find that they get halfway there and end up wanting to spend their money. Let them make their mistake. Don't encourage it, but it's all right to let them fail and make this decision, maybe once. Then you can have a careful discussion about it.
You have brought shame to the family name.
But if this happens a second time around, we really want to encourage them to see it out. When she finally reaches her goal, man, celebrate. It is time to let the whole family know about this amazing feat. Do not let this achievement go unnoticed. Your child has just set a savings goal and reached it. Psychologically, this will potentially have a huge impact on their lives, if nurtured right. It's party time, and on to the next. For your older kids with a part-time job, putting away money to invest is huge. Because let's face it, our savings are only savings until we find something to spend it on. Whereas this investing is the bank builder that can compound until retirement. If done right, an early retirement, like another super. Ideally, 30% of their income will be dedicated to investing, 30% to savings, and 40% for expenses. This investing and saving split will ideally never drop below 20% for the rest of their lives. This savings muscle should be built before they leave the nest, so help your kids write a budget. Depending on their age, it will most likely be a very simple one using their allowance, gift money, or income from their job. My son in his late teens now earns about $150 a week. This is his income. He'll save $45 a week for future purchases, put away another $45 for investing, and have $60 left over for his expenses. A 30-30-40% split of his income as suggested before. You can also show your kids your budget and savings goals. Maybe you are saving for your next family holiday, maybe a deposit on a house. Now I know we grew up being told don't talk about money like it was some taboo topic. Well, that's bullshit. And how did that work out for you? Didn't do me any good. I didn't even know what the interest rate on my first credit card meant. Nor did I care. If you're comfortable enough, show them your income and budget. How much is allocated to bills and how much to savings. Involve them to some degree. Our kids tend to do as they see. Just be careful not to transfer your financial stress onto these innocent little souls. There are a lot of small things we can do as parents to create sound money habits that they can carry for the rest of their lives. There are many opportunities where I can teach my daughter to be a savvy shopper. Every time we go to the mall, the most expensive isn't always the best, nor is the cheapest. Just go with your instincts. We practice money management through board games like Monopoly and the Game of Life, which kids love. The thing is, our kids can grow up to be brilliant savers without actually knowing how money works, why it is useful, and why we place so much value in it. And if you want to teach them that, click this video right here.